second half was definitely it was men against boys. I'll take all the loss for that. I didn't have my guys prepared. It was men against boys in the second half. I thought their physicality, the environment here was big time. It was a big time atmosphere. The Big East is so underrated when you look at atmosphere, competitive edge, top to bottom. That was one of Connecticut's best games from start to finish in a long time. So you got to give them a lot of credit. Danny did a great job having his kids ready. My kids weren't. I thought we were soft. I thought we were not connected, and I think the environment had a lot to do with that, you know. So the $2 beers definitely worked. The white shirts definitely worked. That was a game that they needed to win, and they played like it, right? You know, I mean, that was a old school Big East battle, but you know, it's not the end of the day. You get a couple of games where your team don't play well, and the leader's got to take responsibility for it. This loss is 1,000,000% on me. I'll promise you, the next time we play, we're gonna have a different conversation. It'll be definitely different in New York if we're fortunate to play. We just didn't have it today, and that's on me. That's on me and my staff. We didn't do a good job preparing them emotionally, mentally, or physically. To be 20 to 40 on the backboard, it was a better CYO game that this crowd could have watched. That was bullshit effort that my team had out there. So, you know, we'll pick them up, we'll love them up. This loss is 1,000% on me. I'll take accountability for it. We'll move on. We'll prepare for a Sunday game at Georgetown, right? You know, it's the wars of the Big East. It's the drugs of February. So, you know, I'm not gonna let this ruin my Thursday. I can tell you that. I'm gonna have a nice coffee, watch some film, and get my men pick them up because they're gonna need it.
Hey, well, what was the difference in the second half? The first half, you still weren't rebounding like you usually do. The second half, it just fell off a little bit.
Happened, you know, you got to give them credit. They did some deflections. I thought the biggest turning point in the game was we missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and then we fouled immediately. So it goes, instead of being 6, it goes from 8 to 11. And then we had 3 possessions where it was 2 turnovers and 2 bad shots. And, you know, from the playing on the road in this environment, you know, this was a hell of an environment to play in. You know, they should give all those kids in the arena free beer because I think that was a big reason why they played with so much energy.
In that half, in the first half, I think there were no free throws, 2 fouls called. The second half was like a normal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your kids want to get thrown off by just the way the first half was called?
No, I mean, we got the best officials in America. You know what I mean? I don't. No, you know, I mean, it was a well officiated game. It was a really well officiated game. You know, and I think their energy and their enthusiasm in the second half, when the ball's not going in the basket, you tend to get frustrated offensively. So, you know, you give a little defensive. We had so many defensive lapses, so many just switches. What's the known? Hawkins is going to take shots. They're going to try to throw it into Sunogo. Aleem comes in. He was a big factor in the game. Clinton was a big factor in the game. We just didn't follow the scouting report. That's why I thought my team just wasn't focused and dialed in.
Yeah, you made a run right before the end of the first half, tied at 32-32. Then they went on 5-0 one. Did you go like offense, defense?
We tried to. Yeah, but that was bad coaching. That was bad, but bad substitutions. That's on me. I shouldn't have subbed.
And just how much of a difference did Clayton make there in the second half? You know,
He's going to be a good player. His size definitely bothered us. You know, I mean, they had how many offensive rebounds? You give a good team like that that's playing with that emotion and energy at home, you know, you're not going to shut teams out when they're getting that many offensive rebounds. I think they lead the country percentage-wise in offensive rebounds. We worked on that, but clearly we didn't follow through with the instruction, you know.
What was the adjustment they made on Hopkins from the first game to this game?
I don't think they made an adjustment at all. I really don't. I think Bryce Hopkins is the best player in the Big East, hands down. He just didn't play as well as he wanted today. There wasn't one adjustment made, you know. I mean, I think he had some open shots. I don't think the ball found him today. I don't know. I mean, you're just as good of a coach as I am. What adjustments you think they made? The ball just didn't go in the basket. You know, he had I don't know how many shots he took. You know, we didn't get to the foul line as much as we normally do, but I don't think they did much of an adjustment. I think they just played better offensively, and we got frustrated when the ball didn't go in the basket.
And many of the things that you've said tonight are things that Dan said about his team after the game in Providence.
Sure.
Is the home field, the home court, the only thing there, or are there other reasons that UConn was just different tonight than you saw.
Well, the home court definitely had a lot to do with it. But when you look at, I think, how many times have teams in this league lost at home that are in the top half of the league? 2?
Not until last night.
Right? I mean, so I think that kind of answers your question a little bit. It's hard playing on the road again in any game, And this environment was as good as an environment that you have in college basketball. These fans deserve a lot of credit. They willed their team today. So again, the great job by your team did a good job getting all those people in here. And for, the many arrogant fans that are out there that don't think that this is one of the best New England basketball games. Connecticut's been very fortunate to have some incredible teams and incredible coaches, and this fan base is extremely spoiled. Appreciate winning. Appreciate that. It's the reason why them dudes are in the Hall of Fame on the men's and women's side. Don't get arrogant with it. Appreciate it and try to get the next one. That's what an educated fan base appreciates, and that's what the Friars do.
And how do you overcome an atmosphere when it's like that on the road in the Big East?
I mean, it's not the first hostile environment we played in. When the ball don't go in the basket, get a little frustrated. And again, they played great. Take nothing, they played great. And obviously, we've been watching them all year. That looked like the Connecticut team that played early in the season. They had it popping today. Made a lot of shots, got to the free throw line, offensive rebound, played inside out. They scored it at 3 levels. If you rate that game that they played today, I'll bet that's one of the best games they played probably in the Big East season. They got an A+ today.
One more question.
And Marquette now has a 2-game lead in the top spot in the conference. Do you see any way that you, Creighton or Xavier, might be able to overcome that?
100%. You still got to play the games. We're not just mailing in championships to people. Every team has to go out there and earn a win. Today, UConn earned a big-time win. Providence College is a hell of a basketball team. We didn't play like that today. But over the course of the year, I think our men have earned the right to be ranked. We've earned the right to be in the position that we're in. What are we in, second or third place? So it's not like, it's not like we're 1-22. The Big East top to bottom is so competitive. They got to go on the road for a couple of games to go get the inside track. Absolutely, they should. They're playing well. I think their coach will be the national coach of the year. He's probably the Big East coach of the year. There's a lot of good players in our league, and that's a credit to the league. It's a really big time credit to the league. But just because we lost a game, it's not the end of the world, baby. I promise you my kids will be challenged over the next 72 hours. I promise you that. You see us play on Sunday, buckle up.